Yes! Saturdays are made for dads. And Dad's car.
This video is rated T for Teen. Boy genius is a lot of work. You have to balance the life of being a boy, like dealing with school, bullies, and parents, and then there's being a genius, which comes with a plethora of scientific adventures and discoveries.
While it is a hard job, two cartoon characters have pulled off this title with great success. We have Cartoon Network's Dexter, Boy Genius, and Nickelodeon's Brain Blast Master himself, Jimmy Neutron.
This isn't your typical brain versus brawn fight, but a brain versus brain battle. Two great thinkers will enter the ring, but only one will remain thinking at the end of it. Today, we find out who that is. Today, we rewind rumble.
Dexter was first born in a hospital in genius gloves. His dad was so happy to have him until he found out that he had a large head, very large head. He was terrified and hoping that there was nothing wrong with him. The doctors found out that the reason for this was because he was, well, a genius. The doctors gave him glasses in honor of his geniusness. His parents happily took him home to introduce him to his sister, Dee Dee, who quickly began tormenting the newborn Dexter.
Dexter's first invention was a little wooden device with a light bulb and an alarm bell installed into it. He invented it during his infancy. This carried on until Dexter was 7 years old. Then, he found a secret place in his house that was empty and undiscovered. He decided to make this his secret laboratory, and he would use it as any way to stay away from his sister, Dee Dee.
Dexter has invented many useful gadgets. Some include the backwards belt to make things happen in reverse, the bird suit to allow flight, a shrink ray, a transporter, an invisible force field helmet, and of course, his mecha suits.
Dexter's main tech suits are the Robodexo 2000 and the Robodexo 3000. The Robodexo 2000 is Dexter's giant fighting mech suit. This suit can level buildings, has tons of weaponry, is extremely durable, and is pre-programmed to know martial arts. The Robodexo 3000 is an advanced version of the 2000 unit. This upgraded version is much faster, has far better flight capabilities, and can easily destroy an asteroid. The Neuroatomic Protocore is without a doubt Dexter's greatest and most powerful invention. In the right hands, it could bring great prosperity, or terrible misery if misused. The Neurotic Protocore is a powerful energy source that can give near infinite energy to any device.
Dexter, though highly intelligent, often fails at what he has set out to do when he becomes overexcited and makes careless choices. Dexter is still a young and inexperienced child who lacks wisdom and experience. Dexter also has a huge ego, which often clouds his judgment and has caused him to make rash and often morally questionable decisions, such as attacking Santa Claus due to his refusal to accept that he was real until the end.
James Isaac Neutron, better known for his nickname Jimmy, is the boy genius of Retroville. According to his official Nickelodeon-approved description, it is stated that Retroville's resident boy genius knows a lot about science, but not so much about life. He thinks anything can be solved with a mathematical equation or a new invention, built his own robot dog Goddard, and uses his best friend Carl as a guinea pig for his experiments. Genius aside, Jimmy is your typical kid. He takes his parents for granted until he needs them, enjoys hanging out with his pals Carl and Sheen, and is in constant competition with Cindy Vortex, the smartest girl in Retroville. Oh, and not counting his gravity-defying hairdo, Jimmy's the shortest kid in class and has to be in bed by 9.
Jimmy is a very intelligent kid, having an impossible IQ of 210. Keep in mind, he is only 12 years old. Jimmy is usually a nice guy, although sometimes he can be a bit arrogant and a know-it-all. Jimmy is shown to be quite irritable around some people, mainly Cindy as she thinks he's above it all.
Jimmy's inventions include his pet mechanical canine, Goddard, with many functions, a time machine, and nanobots. He has several gum and candy-based inventions, which include the Neutronic air gum, which allows humans to breathe underwater, gum that allows one to memorize books, and candy that satisfies all the tongue's taste buds.
He also made inventions to help him with transportation, being his flying rocket, jetpack, and of course his hovercraft. He has a time machine, shrink ray, brain drainer, and the hypno beam, and an invention that, well, you guessed it, allows Jimmy to control people.
Jimmy also has the Pheromone 976/J, a gas that, when inhaled, makes whoever inhaled it fall in love with the first person they see, and a mind phone, a phone that can read the minds of those nearby.
If Jimmy ever gets into deep trouble, he can always figure out a solution with his iconic Brain Blast. To perform a Brain Blast, Jimmy would need a few seconds to think and discover what needs to be done. Brain Blast!
As smart as Jimmy is, he's still only 12 years old and can have the tendencies of a child. Sometimes his inventions malfunction in unpredictable ways as well.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place on Earth, and remember, there is no prep time. Let the battle begin!
Nothing like a battle of the mind in order to find out who has the biggest brain. Ahaha! Another easy victory for Dexter. For genius! The most intelligent kid in the world! There's another one. Fine. I guess I can destroy another robot before taking my prize. What? What? Amazing! I see. So he thinks he can just come and take what is mine. Well, this Jimmy Neutron boy is about to get what's coming to him.
Leapin' Leptons! This is going to be the easiest race ever! Now, where did I miscalculate?
Did you really think I wasn't going to be ready for an average?
And the winner is Neutron Jimmy.
What? But I killed him! Literally! I demand an explanation, you invisible voice in the sky!
Well, since this is a robot fight and not a mech suit fight, you're disqualified, you freaking psycho. Hopefully you you enjoyed that animation, and if you did, super special thanks to Team Animation Rewind's Juan F. I'd also like to thank the SS Ultimate Goku for co-hosting this episode, and last but certainly not least, Katie Connie Day Johnson for voice acting in this animation. Thanks, and enjoy the post-analysis. Jimmy tried to brain blast his way out of this problem, but it seems like instead of a brain blast, he had a brain bust.
Brain blast! Jolly. That's a really good idea, Animation Rewind. You should try it once. You're stupid! You're stupid! You're stupid! You're stupid! And don't forget, Jimmy Neutron, you're stupid for challenging Dexter, Boy Genius, to a battle.
It's hard to say what these two could build. It would only be fair to factor in what they did build and proven to build in the past.
For what it's worth, Jimmy is smarter when it comes to rocket science as well as space travel than Dexter is. But when it comes to demolition experience, Dexter is better between the two. Dexter also has the edge in mech tech over Jimmy Neutron.
Dexter's RoboDexo 2000 and the RoboDexo 3000 are a bit out of Jimmy's league.
Plus, Jimmy has never come close to Dexter's neurotonic protocore. Whether or not Jimmy's hypercube could store it is irrelevant, because the hypercube hasn't shown the capability to destroy energy, just shrink it.
For example, living human beings such as Cindy and Libby have been in the hypercube and were unharmed by it. It's unlikely the hypercube could stop the energy force of Dexter's neuroatomic protocore energy, which has more than enough energy to finish Jimmy off and override any of his tech.
And before anyone says that Jimmy could just brain blast himself a solution on how to beat Dexter, saying Jimmy wins because of a plot armor is a really bad argument. Brain blast!
We could flip this argument on its head and say that in the heat of a battle, sitting with your eyes closed and thinking of a solution would make you a target more than a threat. And just because Jimmy might find a way to beat Dexter doesn't mean he can execute said plan without fail. If we compare inventions, it's hard to say anything in Jimmy's arsenal can compete with the RoboDexo 3000, making the winner of this Rumble, Dexter. On the next episode of Rewind Rumble.
Let's make this fast.